Hey, everybody. Welcome to Flash Fried.
I'm going to make a confession. Today is Flash Hide. Well,
Yeah.
most Flash Frieds are Flash Hide, but today I'm trying a new tactic to get me through this.
All right.
So I'm very, very toasty
You feeling toasty?
at this moment.
Are you feeling refreshed?
I'm feeling very comfy, warm, vibrating throughout my body.
I think I might know why.
Well,
No smoking required.
yeah. What's
look
going
at
on here? What happened to Mulan? Did somebody Me Too Mulan? Please tell me somebody.
Dude, I love the article headline here. Disney Plus. Studio will charge $30 extra over subscription fee to stream long delayed Mulan next month.
That's not the headline that I'm reading, Scotty. I don't know where you're getting that headline.
You're not reading that?
Mulan star under fire. She cupped my ass, claims Cohn's co-star. That's what I'm reading.
I didn't see that.
That's
Me Too Mulan, dude. Hashtag Me Too Mulan. TJ, go to Twitter right now.
okay.
We're gonna Me Too Mulan right now.
Oh, so I want to ask you guys something. Well, damn, Paul, you want to Me Too Mulan?
After reading that fucking shit, how do you not?
I mean, look, dude, it's a little bit different. Okay, number one, whose ass did she allegedly said that she cupped somebody's ass?
Look, I'm just reading what the article says, man, and I know that Roger Friedman's Showbiz 411 is like gold. It is industry standard gold. If he says it about a movie, it's real.
That's it.
I know that for a fact. She cupped an ass. Okay,
She
I'm not
cupped
actually
that
gonna tweet it.
ass.
Did you actually tweet it, TJ?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, this is crazy, though. I mean, like, this
All right,
is
so hold on.
insane.
Let me just read a little bit, then you can react to it, all right?
Okay.
Disney, look, they're suffering. The theme parks are losing money. No one's going to movie theaters. Mickey and Minnie can't even get stimulus checks. This is like something our dad would write. This is like his exact like sense of humor. On September 24th, the Mouse House will offer the long delayed Mulan on its Disney Plus service. Oh my God, I knew he was gonna show up.
Oh, damn it, dude. Oh, every time.
Sir,
Yes.
can you spare a brother a dime?
Look,
I'm hard on my luck, sir.
Mickey, look.
I need to catch a bus to get back to my family, and I lost my job because of the pandemic.
Mickey, can I be honest with you, dude?
Alms!
I'm going to pay the $30.
Alms for the poor!
So, on top of the subscription price, they're gonna charge $30. They didn't even do this with Hamilton. So if you're paying a monthly or annually, that gives you the opportunity to plunk down another $30 to see Mulan. Mulan will play in theaters where available for what I presume is a regular ticket price, but theaters won't be open in New York, California, Texas, or Florida. It's unclear who will bring children to a Cineplex in a state where theaters are open, especially if they don't want them going to school.
Listen, TJ,
Yes.
you can criticize me all you want for this, but how am I supposed to eat?
I don't know, Disney.
How am I supposed to eat? I'm only a multi-billionaire, TJ.
Dude,
It
Disney.
only stretches so far.
Mickey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Satan, Mickey? Because look at this shit, dude. If the budget of this movie is $200 million,
Yeah.
you divide it by 30, you would need to sell 6,666,666 tickets.
Taylor, I would like you to censor the last 15 seconds of the podcast or else. What were you saying, Scotty?
What a great price. $30 seems reasonable.
That's right.
Dude, who the fuck is going to pay more to watch this movie at home than you would even
Other
pay if you
people.
went to the fucking theaters to see it. Like, just
Well,
I mean,
no.
I understand you can spend more than $30 at the movie theater easy
Okay, yeah,
with
fair
like,
enough. Yeah, well, that's like 2 tickets. It's basically
that's
in
like
most theaters. It's 2 tickets.
that's like concessions and all this other shit. You know, like I guess if you're taking a big family to
No,
go see
dude.
it,
Most theater tickets are about $15, unless you're going on.
no, I mean
matinee.
you could go to a fucking matinee.
But not everyone does that, dude.
A lot of movie theaters offer fucking cheap movie nights, like, you know, like, oh, every
Our deal
Tuesday
with
we
Movie
do this
Tavern
thing or
is-
that.
Movie Tavern's $5 on Tuesday.
Right. So there's deals you can get. There's matinee showings, you know, which are super easy to fucking, I mean, depending on, I guess, your career and your work hours and all that bullshit. But it's,
But
you know,
you-
you could potentially see this movie in theaters for way less than 30 fucking bucks. Especially if it's just you and, like, if it's just a parent and a child and that's it, or it's just like a fucking adult that just wants to
If
go
they
see the
just
movie
pay
on their
that-
own.
yeah. Okay, but most parents that take their kids to the fucking movie theater don't just say we're going to the movie theater, because kids know they sell snacks and all kinds of shit at movie theaters. So it's not just like,
Yeah, and there's no guarantee this movie's even
there's
any
some
fucking
parents that
good.
Make snacks in and shit, of course, too. But a lot of parents end up just shelling out to keep the kids happy.
I had this conversation.
But $30 to watch this one motherfucking movie at home is fucking ridiculous.
I think 20 would have been a more reasonable price to ask, and I think
I think 20 is kind of fucking high. Look, I think they need to come down on these fucking VOD prices, honestly. Like I'm fine with the premium charge for a brand new movie, but I
Sure.
think charging me a 20 spot to stream a movie, that just seems, I don't know, dude, high by about $5 where I come from. I'd pay like 15 for a brand new movie I really wanted to watch, and I wouldn't feel bent over because I'm not getting access to the big fucking screen. I'm not getting access to the THX. I'm not getting access to the fucking popcorn and the concessions and all the bullshit. You know what I mean? That's a
Just
movie
get the movie.
price. That's an individual movie ticket price, $15. Nobody, I got to supply my own popcorn. I got to supply my own fucking TV and my own electricity and my own everything else, my own internet. You know what I mean? $15 seems fair to me.
30 is like,
and that's not
I
even
think they're
just
definitely
30. It's
working.
30 on top. You have to also have a Disney Plus subscription. So you got to have that going
you're
too.
like, dude, you're in like $42 at this point.
That's ridiculous.
But if you have a Disney Plus subscription already, you should be able to get this for $10.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe.
I agree, no.
I mean, it should be like. I mean, like it should be like maybe if they're gonna charge $30 for it, it should be to the people who don't have Disney Plus. If you do have Disney Plus, they should give you at least a fucking discount, for fuck's sake.
I even think they're gouging the people without Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus, $20. If you do, 10. You know what I mean?
I want to point out to everybody that I don't know if they're still doing this, but before, like, when they were launching Disney Plus, if you had Verizon, they fucking had a year of Disney Plus. That's how I have Disney Plus. I was like, I can get it free for a year. Like, okay, I'll get it free for a year. I don't know if I'll keep it after that. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this
Ridiculous,
is
though.
going to evolve as it goes along, but it's going to depend a whole lot on how successful these early giant releases are. Like, if a bunch of fucking simps line up and shell out $30 to watch Mulan,
Oh,
They're
$30 seems reasonable.
that's going to be the industry standard. If people go like, I'll just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus in fucking 6 months, then they know they got to fucking lower it. So it all depends on how smart the fucking consumer is in this place, because they're really, like, especially now during Corona,
I'll tell you what.
trying to establish an industry standard that's like $25 or more.
I think because of,
Your job not to watch this.
Yeah,
I think because of the. Oh, go ahead, DJ.
I was just gonna say, even if you are someone who wants to see this movie, which I'm not. I mean, like the Disney fucking remakes. The Disney remakes are so fucking bad, and you know this one's gonna be no exception.
I have to be honest with you. I want to see this movie because here's the thing. I don't really like the first Mulan.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't hold like a place in my heart like Lion King or, you know, any of the
Black Cauldron.
fucking Little Mermaid, that type of shit, right?
Sky, don't fucking bring the Black Cauldron up.
I'm just saying, dude. Classic Disney film. What the hell, TJ?
And of course, it doesn't hold a place. Like, I really don't care for Mulan, the original Disney Mulan, so they can't disappoint me. Some of the trailers have looked pretty slick and interesting. Like, there's been some, like, I don't know, like, I don't think the trailers for that, like, we can watch one if you guys want, right?
Yeah, sure. All right, but don't spend fucking $30 on it.
This is not me trying to talk you into watching it. This is me just saying I do want to watch this, but there's no fucking way I'm shelling out $30.
Do you know why the Phoenix sits on the right hand of the Emperor? She is his guardian, his protector. That she's both beautiful and strong. Your job is to bring honor to the family. Do you think you can do that?
Your job is to speak English in China.
Better do it.
We all speak English here in China. Because kids don't like to read subtitles.
We are under attack from northern invaders.
Their leader calls himself Ori Khan.
I mean, they can walk up walls, so I'm pretty sure you guys are fucked.
Yeah, you guys are done.
Yeah,
Like that's you're over.
your one
Alongside
defense has been subverted.
We got a wall. It's like we can climb right up that. That's no problem for us. It's like, oh shit, okay. Back to the drawing board. The fuck is this stupid
They need to
thing?
tell Trump about this wall. Like,
Which
look,
knows-
this is what happened. Just show him as like this is real life. Don't even tell Trump this is a movie. Like this is.
And just
actually
show him like Trump. Look at what's happening at your border wall.
Wow! Like it won't do anything.
Survivors. By edict of His Imperial Majesty, every family must contribute one man to fight.
Have you no son?
I am blessed with 2 daughters. I will fight.
We must be strong. This time he will not return.
It's like he's gonna die.
We
Yeah,
don't
he-
have to watch the whole trailer. This is like the whole extended.
Sure, I
fucking-
got it. Yeah, but
Let
you know,
me explain to you why this movie is like I kind of want to see it. Okay,
yeah,
I'll try. I'll try and explain myself.
Sure.
There's 2 avenues. Okay, number one, I am a sucker for like those mid-late 90s wire fu movies, Crouching Tiger, Hero.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember the other. Like the names.
I know
escape
the
me.
kind of movie you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
You get me, right?
Yeah,
like
I got
I watch those and I pretty much enjoy all of them.
Right.
I'm also a real fan of the aesthetic of the movie Memoirs of a Geisha
That was a pretty decent movie.
and the like family kind of stuff. Not the battle stuff, obviously, but the family kind of stuff kind of strikes that same tone with me, which is like, okay. So it's purely based on that makes me go like, I'll give this a watch. You know what I mean? When I can stream it or whatever, get it for $4 or whatever, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna pay $30 to see it on day one, but I'll
Right,
get it eventually.
Disney's just being too greedy asking for $30. I mean, like, look, they're the biggest studio. They fucking dominate the entertainment business. But I just don't know who the fuck at Disney during a pandemic when a lot of people have lost their jobs and people are hurting financially. It's like it just seems like a totally tone deaf, like, oh yeah, you got Disney Plus subscription, great. Also, we're gonna get it for free. No, you're also gonna have to pay $30. It's like most people at that point are in $42 for that 1 month to see that fucking movie, and that's like a lot of fucking money to some people. That's not like really. I think it's just an anti-consumer move. If there ever was one.
It's a cash grab. It's just a cash grab, and like it's like like I said, if people line up to fucking simp for Mulan and pay $30 for it, then you can
I
expect
think they will.
Then you can
I
expect,
think they
you can
will.
expect to pay $30 for all the new release movies.
All right.
Because did all the other ones, Paul, did really well. Like they released a lot of movies for $20. If they can get people for 30, it's just like because like you said, like when I did the math, if you get 6 million people to buy it worldwide, you pretty much made the budget.
True. Yeah, I'm trying to get Mulan people not to fucking do this because I want to get Dune for like $20, you know, or less.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that, dude.
The Disney fucking suckers are gonna be like, Mulan, huh? $30, huh? Probably is a masterpiece. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, here's the question: are there like 7 to 8 million Disney Sims? They're gonna pay that. If you think the answer is yes, then we're gonna keep paying fucking $30 till the end of time. I'll tell you what, the amount you pay to go to one of their theme parks, the answer is probably yes.
I believe in my heart that people can resist the dark energy of Mickey.
I can't wait till Mickey gets to come pay you a visit, Paul. You doubted me, did you, Paul?
Mickey already lives inside me. I'm in a constant
Good.
struggle against him, Scotty. You know this.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude. Paul's like possessed, like a Diablo-esque thing. Like Mickey lives inside him. He's trying to like.
Yeah, I'm like a dark wanderer from Diablo 2.
You're trying to contain Mickey with
desperately
him.
All
trying to
right.
contain Diablo.
Kill your cams, ladies and gentlemen.
Not this. I watched this whole interview, by the way.
Yeah, I tried. I can't do it.
I got all
I
the way
literally
through it.
I have
I
tried
want
to
to
watch
totally
clips of
do it.
this, and every time I try to even watch a little bit of it, like I get so uncomfortable that I can't watch it.
TJ, read the graphs and charts, dude. Read them.
I am fucking every time I try, I get so. I mean, so this is a cut of the 5 wildest moments from it.
By the way, I've seen some of these cuts. The entire interview is like this. So it's really like you're just getting like an abridged version of what is a nonstop onslaught of about 36 minutes of these types of moments.
I can't.
Starting from when Trump sits down and ending with the awkward ending. Like it literally ends as it begins. It is one of the craziest 36 minutes that you will ever watch.
I can't even do it. So this is about as the best I could do, and I'm not even sure how I'm gonna get through this.
Yeah, shut up, TJ. You got to get through it, man.
Okay. Look, we're last, meaning we're first. Lost.
Oh God, I can't do this.
We're last, meaning we're first.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God.
We're number one.
Oh
We're
no,
number
we're
one.
3 seconds in and I'm already breaking. Okay.
You have to face the fire, TJ. You have
Oh
Face it.
no. Oh
Come
no.
on, TJ, what's
What
so
is
bad about
happening,
this? This
man?
is your president. TJ, this is your president.
TJ,
Ooh.
open your fucking mind and realize that this person exists and leads the country that you live in, okay? Ready?
Keep that in mind at all
I
times.
You ready, TJ? Are
I'm
you
not
to
ready at
begin?
all. Let's go.
We're lower than the world.
Lower than the world.
Lower than the world. No.
Look,
Oh
There's a planet
God.
called Earth, and we're lower than that one. We're doing
Why
a great
can't he
job
say
compared to
even
Earth.
one sentence without making me fucking?
Look at that! Look at that!
What is going on, man? Why did Trump agree to this interview? What the fuck?
It looked like Trump just said, like, yeah, I teabagged your mom.
While you are paused here,
Yeah.
look at okay, so the look on this interviewer's face, right?
Yeah.
He makes this look for about 19 minutes of the 36-minute interview.
Well, yeah, he's talking to Trump, dude.
I'm telling you, it is flabbergasting how fucking incredibly off kilter he is. Like, it's insane.
Lower than
What is that?
Europe. Here's one right here, United States. You take the number of cases.
Okay.
Now look, we're last, meaning we're first.
Lost? I don't know
We
what
have
we're
the
first
best.
in.
I don't even know what just happened. Does that make any more sense in the context? Okay.
So-
I didn't think it did. I just thought I'd ask, you know?
I can tell you where it goes. So how it culminates. All of those graphs are showing deaths per infection. Right?
Uh-huh.
So he's showing that like the United States is lower than some other countries in deaths per infection.
Sorry, I'm dying myself.
You're
God.
dying yourself? What color are you going to become?
I'm going to become blue,
What happened?
like Avatar people.
You're going to be like a Smurf?
I'll be like the Navi.
The Navi.
Oh, dude, you're acting like the Navi, dude.
All right,
You're gonna be
sorry,
like-
go ahead,
you're gonna be
Paul.
a Fucking giant fat Smurf.
So all of the charts that Trump, by the way, the moment where he picks up the charts and awkwardly shuffles them around in his hands like he's never handled papers before is all that's a moment that isn't going to be in this, I guarantee you. Watching him like try and figure out how to get all the papers to all be in one, you know how you have to like,
Dude, I mean, I saw him struggle with that Bible for that photo op. It's like he
doesn't read.
He doesn't know how to hold a thing. Like, he doesn't know how to hold an object in his fucking hands. It's like, how are you the leader of anything? You're not fit to fucking be the manager of a goddamn Burger King.
let me hand you this cup. Oh shit. Oh, it's on the ground. Oh fuck. Oh. Dude, Trump is not. I don't know how Trump even fucking got so fat, dude. Watching him eat and drink is just like bizarre. Like, he's really unsteady.
So here's how it culminates. Well, maybe it'll show it here. I don't know, but if it doesn't, I'll fill you in on some of the more fun things that happened in this.
Okay, that sounds fine.
I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration. He chose, I never met John Lewis, actually. I did more for the black community than anybody with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln.
Possible exception of Abraham Lincoln? What the fuck?
Maybe I'll say Lincoln, maybe.
I hope they play the reporter's fucking counter to this. If they don't, this is shit fucking.
All right, let's see if they do.
It or not, people say, "Oh, that's
you really you believe you did more than Lyndon Johnson, who passed the Civil Rights Act?"
I think I did, yeah.
How?
Oh God, why is this happening?
We had a very strong economy.
Oh, no.
More for black people than Lyndon B. Johnson, who passed the Civil Rights Act.
Paul, let me ask you this question: what was the lowest black unemployment rate? What president? President, Paul?
Case closed.
Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
Donald J. Jump.
So we have a new phenomena. It's called mail-in voting, where you send
It's not new.
Civil War.
in terms of the kind of millions and
We have a new phenomenon. It's called mail-in voting.
The reporter interrupts him there and says it's been around since the Civil War. So the new phenomena of mail-in voting.
Brand new.
Oh God.
millions of ballots. They've never.
It'll be
like
bigger this year because of the pandemic.
Bigger, not bigger, massively bigger. He called me. He said, "I just got a ballot
Probably
for
an
my
application.
son Robert.
Probably
he died 7 years ago. Somebody got a ballot for a dog.
Where?
Yeah.
Somebody got a ballot for a fucking
Somebody
dog?
got a ballot
Bullshit.
for a dog.
How did it happen?
So here's what he does. He makes up a guy that doesn't exist. He said, I had a guy call me the other day. This is how he leads into it. He's like, I had a guy call me the other day. And he said, I got a ballot for my son, Robert. He died 7 years ago. That's what he says. No mention of what state he's from or why he got his ballot ahead of the election already, because that nobody's getting ballots yet. You're sending out applications for ballots.
Paul, they got a state ballot. It's a state ballot.
Somebody got a ballot for something else.
So somebody got a ballot for their dog.
For something else. Man, all these ballots.
Something else.
Basically, what's going on right now is if you're a registered Democrat, these Democrats are sending your household like 90 ballots. Like, yeah, fill all these out. This one's for your goldfish. This one's for the cockroach that lives in your pantry.
Have you got your Dinor ballot yet? I've got my Yajiro and John Luke ballot.
Oh, yeah. I've got my.
all my pets are voting.
I'm still waiting for my cricket ballot, but he's a black cat, so I don't expect it's gonna come.
Yeah, Manson's got lost in the mail as well.
Yeah.
Black cat. So.
All my fucking and I mean, fucking stupid ass Squeaks is a fucking libertarian, so he's gonna fucking waste his vote on that
but
bullshit.
he's of mixed heritage though, so
Cornelius, he gets to vote. Salvador's black, he doesn't get to vote.
Yeah, Salvador's ballot was lost in the mail.
Yeah,
unfortunately, because he's a black dog. So although he does have a white chest and white paws, so maybe there's hope. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Friend or boyfriend
Epstein
was either killed or committed suicide in jail. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck. Let them prove somebody was guilty. I mean, do you know that?
Oh, so you're saying you hope she doesn't die in jail? Is that what you mean by wish her well?
Her boyfriend died in jail, and people are still trying to figure out, how did it happen? Was it suicide? Was he killed?
That really wasn't too bad. I mean,
no.
Compared to some of the other shit that happened in this, that's like, okay, he actually kind of got through that.
Trust me, I gotta be honest with you. Overall, this is a really bad fucking compilation. It really doesn't capture the spirit of failure
I agree with you. I've watched about half of the interview because I kind of fell asleep watching it because I saw it was
that was almost like they gave him a highlight because, like, look, if that came out of any other president, it would be like horribly fucking received. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but for him, it's almost like, all right, well, that wasn't as bad as some of the other stuff I've seen from you.
This isn't
So.
too bad.
In Trump land, that's passable. You know what I mean? He gets a C on that one.
Yeah, he didn't wish them dead.
Oh,
so,
good
you know,
answer, Trump. F plus. You know? Oh, all right.
On reading.
Do you read your written brief?
I do. I
you?
read a lot.
Really?
You know, I read a lot. They like to say I don't read. I read a lot.
Your
I
daily intelligence
comprehend
brief?
extraordinarily well. Probably better than anybody that you've interviewed in a long time.
Oh no! Come on.
More than anybody.
I read the most. I read so much. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, what was the last book you read?
Where's Waldo?
I read a lot. I
Scotty liked that.
spend a lot of time with at meetings. Usually
Meetings.
it's once a day or
Readings.
at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh no, man.
I just wish Trump had
You
said
know what,
that.
Paul? Maybe that's not the best representation, but that's about maybe this is for people like me because I've tried to watch the actual interview and I just cannot fucking do it. And it was hard to even get through this, but
that does not fucking tell the whole story. So let me fill you in on a couple of those, okay? The papers, number one.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, the way that he handles the papers, it's like he doesn't know which way to look at the graph. He doesn't know how to, you know how when you pick up a stack of papers, you have to keep them uniform with one another so they're all lined up the same way?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't know how to like look through papers without jumbling them into like a big kindergarten mess.
Oh my God.
And then so he's got them upside down. He's flipping them around. He doesn't know what they mean, but he wants to hand each one to the reporter as proof that the United States is doing well, right? And each one of them is a graph that represents a different angle of America has less deaths per coronavirus hospitalization than X country or whatever. That's basically what he's handing him. And then the reporter says, look, that's great, but what I'm talking about is deaths as a percentage of total population, which is where the United States is the worst in the world right now. We're horrible. We're one of the worst in the world, if not the worst in the world as a percentage of total population and deaths. And Donald Trump says, you can't do that.
What?
That was his answer.
You can't do that. You can't do it.
He says, look, and then he goes on a fucking tirade for about 5.5 minutes about how when you test more, it shows more cases, and that's why everybody's all hysterical about it. And the reporter is saying, no. People are hysterical because it's so out of control, and so many Americans are dying, and it's so rampant in so many parts of this country, and it's spreading. And he's like, no, you don't understand. That's because we test more. You see, because we've done more tests than this country and this country. Even though we've probably got 3 or 4 times the population of the countries he's meant. He's like, look, we've done more tests than Germany. We've done more. And it's like, we have like fucking, what is it? Like 6 times the population of Germany.
Germany's population is about 80 million, maybe like 3.5 times or something.
You know what I mean? There's just like math complete. And he just completely evades that. Okay. The John Lewis thing. They gave you a little brief clip of that. Okay. So, like, look, I'm not a big fan of, like, presidents have to be a certain way and have to be falsely reverent or whatever, okay?
Right.
There is no denying that John Lewis was a civil rights hero.
Sure.
It's in the book.
Yeah.
That's a fucking documented fact.
Not denied. Right.
Dude walked with Martin Luther King. Dude got his ass beat multiple times at sit-ins and fucking rallies. Dude was at Selma. Dude was a fucking civil rights hero.
Right.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Donald Trump, when asked, why didn't you go to his funeral, as was shown in this
he didn't go to my inauguration.
His answer was, well, he didn't go to my inauguration. I didn't know him. And then so obviously the reporter counters with, okay, well, are you impressed with his legacy? Like, are you impressed with what he did? And Donald Trump says, I don't really know. I'm impressed with a lot of people. I'm not impressed with some. That was his answer in a nutshell.
Hey guys, though, you know, there's a positive way to spin this interview because Trump is right. We test all these people and we find out the truth. But if this country just abolishes, let's just abolish coronavirus testing and our rate will go down to 0.
Hell yeah.
You
No
guys want that
coronavirus. We cured it.
0. We have no cases. No new cases. 0. Existing cases. 0. Boom.
He tells he says that coronavirus is going down in Florida when it's actually spiking in Florida. He says the latest data that he got is that it's plateaued in Florida and it's on its way down. I'm trying to.
A couple of states he could have made that claim. He could have been like Vermont.
Arizona is the one state that you can credibly make that claim in right now. Arizona has actually like spiked and is now on the way down. It looks.
Some states are going down. But there are states that for the most part didn't have high coronavirus activity, like Vermont, Hawaii. There's certain places where it's like there wasn't much disease there to begin with, so it's kind of like it's either going down slightly. I mean, technically, if you look at Louisiana, like it's going down, but we spiked up to an all-time high. So yeah, we've gone down a little tiny bit.
What's happening right now is rural spread.
Yes.
So the main outbreak centers have had their big, gigantic fucking first wave outbreak now. And now it's spreading to all the smaller fucking suburban and rural communities. And it's blowing up there. And it's a vicious cycle because those people do commerce, obviously have to with the bigger places. And so once we get it all tamped down here and everybody's like, whoo, all over. Fucking Joe Blow from Bogalusa rolls in with a truck of chickens or something to sell it. Coughs all over the dude, and we got a new fucking outbreak in the population center again.
Oh, dude. It honestly, with coronavirus, it's these super spreader events. I don't know if you guys heard about this or if you pulled anything about this, but they've had a number of serious violations that have been documented. Like there was one in New York where they had like 170 people or 270 people on a fucking boat serving alcohol. And as we know, like bars are like pretty much the worst place to go right now. Like restaurants and bars.
Yep.
Absolute worst fucking place to go right now and be indoors. Now, outdoors is different. That's a different story. At least in respect to eating. But the fucking bars in general have to be shut down. Like that's like the worst place you can possibly. It's even worse than being on an airplane.
It's got every disadvantage that a restaurant has, which is many, by the way. A restaurant is a place where many people are cycled throughout the day and sit at the same place, and it's on the fucking business to properly clean and disinfect those tables and chairs.
Hard services generally is like it can spread that way, but that's not the main. It's mainly through like I sneeze or I cough or it goes into it's an airborne illness. So that's mainly the way you're gonna get it.
But people aren't fucking washing their hands.
No.
They're wiping their shit all over the fucking table.
They're not
socially distancing when they're at the restaurant.
They're not wearing a mask either a lot of times.
A lot of restaurants, the masks are not being worn by the fucking patrons. And a lot of restaurants, the masks aren't even been worn by the fucking employees. So you take all of those risks and then you add to it a bunch of drunk fucking idiots and you have a bar.
All right.
Like bars are like a vector point for this shit.
Let's move on.
Just like schools, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Human sperm rolls like playful otters as they swim. Study finds contradicting centuries-old beliefs.
You know what, guys? That's kind of fucking beautiful.
Pretty dope.
You know what they actually believe? You know what people believe back in the day, TJ?
What's that?
That your sperm was a tiny version of you.
Yeah, just a little tiny.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that. Like that was like the theory was like it's a little. So there's a little tiny Scotty's, a little tiny Paul, a little tiny TJ. So when your dad busts a nut,
sperm, there is a microscopic Scotty, and it goes into the woman and grows into a baby Scotty, and then it's born.
Yeah, and it's me.
Yeah,
it's great.
Pretty good theory.
More than 340 years ago, a Dutchman named Anthony van. Leeuwenhoek, whatever, invented a powerful new compound microscope and accidentally discovered the existence of bacteria, a groundbreaking achievement that changed the course of medicine. Not long after, he decided to look at his ejaculate. Of course he did.
Of course. I think that's where that comes from.
Definitely not an accident, and discovered tiny wiggling creatures with tails he dubbed animalcules. What the fuck? These creatures moved forward owing to the motion of their tails like that of a snake or an eel swimming in water. The tail of a man's sperm, he added, lashes with a snake-like movement. And scientists over the centuries continued to look down from above in their microscopes. There's no doubt of what their eyes saw and recorded on film, sperm swimming by moving their tails from side to side. A sperm deception. It turns out our eyes were wrong. Now, using state-of-the-art 3D microscopy and mathematics, a new study says we have all been the victims of sperm deception. Sperm are very cheeky little creatures. Our new research using 3D microscopy shows that we have all been the victims of a sperm deception, said study author Hermes Gadella, head of the Polymaths Laboratory at the University of Bristol's Department of Engineering Mathematics in the UK.
Okay.
All right. Well, what's the deception? If you want to see the real beating of a tail, you need to move the sperm and rotate with the sperm. So it's like you need to make a camera really tiny and stick it to the head of the sperm.
You need a sperm GoPro.
Sperm Pro.
Right.
Godalla's co-authors, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? I don't give a shit. Developed a way to do that using state-of-the-art tools, including a super high-speed camera that can record over 55,000 frames a second. That's cool. The researchers were able to see that a side-to-side movement was actually an optical illusion. In reality, a sperm's tail lashes on only one side.
Which means, gentlemen,
yes,
you're drilling
in case you don't get it, is
Do a barrel roll.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Do a barrel roll.
So the sperm just do barrel rolls, huh?
Dude, sperms do barrel rolls.
Well, it's like it's drilling, TJ. Look, it's like doing like this. Woo!
Yeah.
Don't know.
Cool, dude.
I think there's like
going upside down. So they swim in circles.
Paul, you're just doing this.
Yeah.
We wanted to understand how a sperm truly swims.
I get it.
When you look from the top, what you see is what you've seen since seven.
Wiggling around.
Reveal something that is infinitely more complex. If you put
It's
so pretty cool,
dude. That's fucking cool as shit, man.
Barrel roll. Do a barrel roll.
Except Paul's would just like do one spin and crash into the wall.
Yeah,
Now, Paul just does this. It just goes like,
where'd one go? Might do that spiral.
all the little Pauls piloting the sperm are just like, duh.
Dude, my sperm, or what was the little fucking frog's name?
Slippy, dude.
My sperms are
oh,
Slippy.
you're Slippy. Oh yeah, dude, you suck.
I'm in trouble, Fox. Help!
Fox, help me!
I would let Slippy die so many times. I'm like, yeah, I don't need Slippy.
I'm going down, Fox.
That's great, Slippy.
My sperms.
That's real great.
You'll never defeat Andros.
Satellite images of Beirut explosion show massive crater at port. I'm sure you guys have.
I heard that it was a fireworks factory.
Seen this.
So, this was when I saw this on fucking social media, the first person I saw post about it was Kyle Kalinske. I don't follow a lot of people,
right?
But I follow a diverse group of people. I don't because when I don't follow a lot of people, I have people all over the place that don't even care about politics, and people from all spectrums, people I know, people I don't know, people that follow me, people I don't follow, blah, blah, whatever. I follow a weird group. Everybody I follow posted a different angle of this. This is one of the most documented crazy events.
Oh, yeah.
In history. And every one of the, like, I think I've seen personally at least a dozen different angles on this event, this explosion. And every one is just as jaw-dropping and fucking unbelievable as the next.
Did you see that wedding one, the shockwave?
Yes.
That was a crazy one. Did you see that, dude?
No, I didn't see that one.
They're taking like a wedding photos.
Let's see if I can find it real quick.
And when the explosion happens, the force it generates, and people don't realize that like the concussive force behind like some bombs, it doesn't actually even have to hit you with anything. It's just there's so much energy, it just kills you.
So in the early parts of yesterday morning, when this was just hitting, people thought this was a nuke.
Oh yeah, I mean it was crazy.
because
Hold on, is this the wedding shit you were talking about?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, this
This
is
is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Let's kill our cams real quick so we can take a look at this.
Miles away.
Yeah, this isn't even near the blast necessarily.
I mean, I'm assuming the shockwave from this thing was fucking tremendous because I mean the explosion
massive.
was huge.
So she's got the professional photographers there and everything.
Like, okay, wow. It's just like, what the fuck just happened?
It literally blew everyone off their feet. It blew windows out. I was seeing reports.
Hold on, I want to see that again.
Slow down, dude, slow down. This is crazy.
No. Every fucking one of these fucking videos is insane. I've never seen anything like this.
Hold on. Playback speed. I'm gonna go to half speed on this. I'm doing no volume because otherwise it would just be like.
Yeah. It's like a nice sunny day. Idyllic. Yeah, look at those flowers. Like everything's just now like dusty. Like it just blew like all the fucking windows out of these shops. A lot of them at least.
This blast was heard like some obscene 300 kilometers away.
Dude, it literally knocked that fucking like some of the glass, like part of the door or the frame came out.
Yeah,
like
I mean it's crazy.
I was seeing reports that like 100 kilometers away, it was breaking. It blew windows out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fucking crazy.
So these images are fucking like look at the crater this fucking thing left.
I mean you can do this is before, and this is after.
That is insane, dude.
I mean that's like that building. I mean most of those buildings are just gone. That one is almost gone. The two over there are gone. I mean, all this shit here is totally fucking gone.
I've been really looking into this, so I know quite a bit about what they're saying.
I've heard varying things.
So the official story out of Lebanon is that, like, I think it was 2,600 plus tons of
ammonium nitrate was being stored for over 6 years in this building at the center of the crater, which is retarded.
If you scroll back,
yeah,
this
building here, this one here, right? Because that's where the crater is.
2,600 pounds of ammonium nitrate were stored there.
So ammonium nitrate. Here's the thing: ammonium nitrate is used primarily for fertilizer and explosives.
Yes.
Yeah. Like a fertilizer bomb.
It was the same compound, part of the compound used by
Timothy McVeigh
and Terry Nichols to blow the fucking face off of the Oklahoma City. Okay, but
their bomb doesn't even compare to that.
Allegedly Terry Nichols, because he'll sue people. So.
Well, okay, whatever. It's not Terry Nichols.
Yeah, he's innocent.
Okay, not Terry Nichols.
An innocent man, sure.
That's a completely innocent, framed individual.
Yeah, naturally.
But anyway, it was the same compound that was used to blow the face off the building, and they used a truckload of it. This was the equivalent of a giant truck worth of this chemical.
Just that.
And just that. And so Timothy McVeigh and his unidentified co-conspirators, who will remain nameless, they used a mixture of ammonium nitrate and fertilizer to create the bomb.
Right.
This was pure ammonium nitrate.
Just sitting in this building.
600 plus pounds sitting in this building with no safety precautions. So here's the thing. Ammonium nitrate is not responsive to percussion. You can't hit it. Right? And have it explode. You could drop ammonium nitrate on the ground. It's not going to explode from impact. It needs
fairly stable. Yeah.
It needs a charge. It needs a primary explosion to start its reaction. So somehow an explosive got near this 2,600 pounds ammonium nitrate.
Well, I mean, like what I saw.
God, dude, that sounds like a nightmare.
What I saw was people were sitting there filming like a fire that was going on. There was like a big fire going on, and it's like they're filming the fire, and then all of a sudden it just explodes.
Right. So what happened was there was a fire in this building. There was probably a tank or a car with a gas with, inside of this building. It's a big warehouse. There was probably like a fucking forklift or something that had a natural gas fucking gas tank on the back of it. The dude driving that shit obviously abandoned it when the place caught fire and left it sitting next to 2,600 pounds of pure ammonium nitrate. And when the fire got hot enough to blow the safety seal on that tank and blow whatever fuel tank it was, the entire this entire part of Beirut went up. And people were vaporized at the center of this fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were here, if you're anywhere around this general vicinity, you're dead.
You see that tall building at the center?
Yeah.
I went back because when shit like this happens, I haven't seen something like this since that tsunami.
Right.
In fucking 2004.
I mean, look, I know a lot of people are their eyes are gonna be drawn to the middle of this picture, but go back to show everything. Show the whole fucking, all of it's leveled. So let's say you were like in the building in the like right corner there. You were still fucking vaporized.
It's fucking flat. You're done. Hole in the earth. There's a new part of the fucking bay because of this. Like it destroyed that man-made berm, and fucking everything in that area was completely and utterly wiped out.
Oh yeah.
It looked like a nuke.
Here's a further away distance kind of thing.
See the fucking kind of cone of destruction.
So here it is here.
Or no, that's after.
This is after.
That's before.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So you can kind of see
pretty much everything within what looks to me with my untrained eye like a
like it looks like the worst of it's kind of like in this circle here.
Probably a mile radius.
There's still damage going on fucking way over here.
People died in those places. People were cut to ribbons by fucking glass and rock flying through the air.
I mean, yeah, we saw what happened at that woman's wedding. I don't know where it geographically around here her wedding shoot was, but I mean, someone could have easily died there.
Yeah.
And they were clearly far enough away that it looked like most of them got to scramble away.
Here's another before after here. This is the before, I believe.
Detail away from the explosion showing.
Okay, this is before, after.
So it just completely like blew those ships to shit.
You see this ship is overturned.
Yeah, it overturned that ship in the water,
which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the force of
this thing was next to.
I don't think that's the same ship from the two pictures, but you see that ship is sideways. This building gone. These two buildings gone. It's crazy.
Just a perfect storm of bullets.
In adjoining neighborhoods to the east, there appears to be roof damage as well. So you see here.
There's not going to be a building within a 10-mile radius of this that didn't take some.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people fucking their roofs are severely damaged.
Further west of the site of the explosion, more port buildings appear to have suffered significant roof damage.
It looks like they fucking straight out collapsed.
I mean, that one's gone.
Yeah, show the after, TJ. These look like metal buildings because that's probably what they use for these things. And like, the frames are just bent in. It's like, dude, look at that one building right there in like the center. It's like the frame supporting it just like got bent around it. Like the force, like something pushed down, like a giant came and pushed down on all these buildings.
According to Lebanon's Prime Minister Hassan Diab, 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate exploded on Tuesday. Ammonium nitrate is a highly explosive material used in fertilizers. The explosion killed dozens, injured. I think it's actually killed over 100 at this point. Beirut reels from huge blast as death toll climbs to at least 113. It's expected to climb further. Yeah,
it's shocking. It's only that many.
Like I said, there were people that were in the fucking blast radius of this that were literally vaporized by it.
Yeah. And I mean, if some of those people didn't have like close friends or family, it might even never be known that they died.
Right.
Officials expect death toll to climb. Warehouses stored highly explosive material. Shockwaves ripped off building facades, smashed homes. Beirut mayor says Lebanon in grip of a catastrophe. Government promises justice. Orders port workers detained.
I'm detaining the boss of the port.
Oh my God!
It's the workers what done it. God damn you workers! Why didn't you do something about this? You fucking working pieces of shit.
Oh, dude, in this country,
whoever fucking in charge of these of keeping the inventory at this place that kept 2,600 tons.
There's a military base in this state, dude, that they abandoned a bunch of munitions and had a massive explosion. Kind of, obviously not anywhere in the scale of this.
Guys, I hate to.
It happens all the time, unfortunately.
I hate to do an aside, but let's say a friend of mine has 2,700 tons of explosive that I really want to be safe with, and I'm looking for a place to store it. Where hypothetically would you say we'd put that material?
Oh man, that's tough.
Highly populated dock waterfront area, or out in the mountains somewhere in an outpost. Where
actually,
I like the dock idea. I think we should put it on. I think we should put it on a fucking berm, dude.
I want the population center, whatever the city center is. Maybe next to some building that does a lot of welding or something. There's a lot of explosive activity.
Not just the center of the city, but the center of commerce in the city. And then let's just pile it there and forget about it for 6 years. What do you guys say?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds safe to you?
Sounds awesome. It sounds great. Beirut governor, blah, blah, blah. $5 billion worth of damage. Yeah, I believe it. Office of International Support poured in. Okay. United States, Britain, France, other Western countries, which have been demanding political and economic change in Lebanon, also offered help. Our help comes with a dick in your ass, Lebanon, just so you know.
I look forward to hearing all the crazy conspiracy theories about this.
Oh, I've already heard. I mean, this already.
I know the wheels are already starting. I just can't wait.
I have to fucking tell you, like, if you're gonna tell me that it is above the government of Lebanon to lie about something that happened,
definitely not.
It's not.
Then okay, so we're the official story doesn't make sense. If it did go down like that, it's one of the most epic fucking examples of human.
That's why, to me, it does make sense, though. But
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've heard similar stories about people fucking up royally like this. Not to the extent they did, because this is like the biggest fuck up in recorded history that I know of. It's like a little mini fucking volcano erupted in this area. It's fucking kind of crazy, to be honest with you. So I mean,
like a small nuclear bomb went off. It literally, when you look at the fucking explosions, it looks like a nuke. It has a mushroom cloud. It vaporizes every.
Yeah, I saw the mushroom cloud. It was crazy.
What's even crazier is that corona that happens at the beginning of a nuclear explosion, where it gets so hot that it vaporizes all of the water out of the air. So you get that like poof of mist.
Yeah, that was crazy. It looked pretty cool, honestly. I mean, I know people died and shit, but it still looked fucking pretty dope.
When that cleared, nothing but a towering fucking looming mushroom cloud over the city. It was fucking insane. People thought it was a nuke. Now, I'm not saying it was a nuke, but I'm also saying that, like, I'm open to the possibility that this was either an act of terrorism.
Yeah.
That the government of Lebanon doesn't want to admit happened, or a deliberate act by the government, a false flag type of attack in order to garner international sympathy at a time that they were fucking like.
Paul, well, the thing I love about Paul is I know Paul's going to tell me every single possible conspiracy theory about what it could have happened. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't have any evidence, dude. You know me, like I have no dog in the fucking fight.
I'm not here telling you that's what happened.
I mean, look, even if there was, I mean, look, it's clear that there was fucking. The thing about the 2,700 fucking tons or pounds of ammonium nitrate is clearly true, because
what we're saying here is that it's gross incompetence.
Like, there's no way a terrorist could not have brought a bomb of that devastation into this fucking thing. If a terrorist knew that there was 2,700 pounds of ammonium nitrate there, they could have set up a fucking charge or something
and burn the building down.
I mean,
or here's another thing. Here's another angle that I heard, Scotty.
Okay,
there were people saying that the initial fire, which wasn't documented, was another explosion. So there are people saying that it is possible that this building was struck from the air by a primary bomb.
Yeah,
that hit the building started the fire and did enough damage to eventually blow up the ammonium nitrate, which would imply knowledge that there was ammonium nitrate in that building.
I mean, look, when there's fucking when ammonium nitrate has been in the same like relatively public location for 6 years, people are going to know it's there. So I mean, it's not beyond the pale for me to believe that someone might have known it was there and done this intentionally. But I mean, until we have some kind of evidence to that effect, it's just speculation. So I don't know.
Of course. But in my eyes, so is the official story of the government of Lebanon.
Yeah, I mean, like the only real fucking details I'm able to find right now is that there was explosives stored in this warehouse, which right now I believe, because it's hard to believe that anyone could have.
I don't think there's an argument about that there was a massive explosion in there, and obviously the ammonium nitrate was there. I
don't buy that someone could have snuck that in without anybody noticing. So I have to believe it was there in some sort of official capacity and was just being neglected. But
if these types of warehouses and shit, trucks come and go, dude.
That's true.
Trucks come and go all fucking day, and you could load this much ammonium nitrate on a fucking semi.
Sure.
I mean, you'd have to see what the evidence was. If it's been documented, this shit's been there for 6 years.
If there's ever a cooperative multinational investigation into this, I might trust what comes out of that. But as far as the government of Lebanon goes,
I can't blame you there. I really cannot blame you at all with that position.
Toilet paper to me.
Yeah.
It's just too crazy. It's fucking insane.
No, you ain't wrong, man. Like when I first heard about this shit, like it's like explosion in Lebanon. I was kind of just like, unfortunately, like most other probably people like jaded, kind of like, oh, okay.
But I'm gonna reveal something. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna reveal something both to you guys and. Well, you know what? I guess how long do we have of the pleb section left, TJ?
Not much. Not much.
You know what? I will reserve my announcement for the non-plebs, of course.
Oh shit. Okay.
If it was like earlier on, maybe I would have thrown them a little fish food, but today you get none. You get none. But I'll tell you guys something. Give you a little insight.
All right, so let's give the plebs one last little story then.
Sure.
And then Paul will make his announcement.
This is a dope-ass story, and I gotta say, kind of...
Paul's activity. Eaten water beetles stay alive by escaping through the predator's anus. Water beetle's just like, oh, I got eaten again? All right, no problem. I'll just climb out your butthole. Because of their small size...
And that's literally what they do. I read this whole article. It's cute as fuck. Okay, so here's what happens.
All right.
The little beetle gets eaten by a frog. You know, they send out their tongue, and they basically, like, frogs don't chew.
Right, they just swallow you.
They swallow, right? And so this little beetle's like, he just keeps moving until he crawls right out the butt. Now, to make sure that that's what was, because they thought at first that it was just his protective shell, and he was just passing through normally.
Mm-hmm.
But so they did this, and this kind of a mean experiment where they glued his little legs together and then let a frog eat him, and he got digested. So what they found was this little motherfucker gets in there and literally crawls his way through this frog's fucking stomach, intestine, lower intestine, colon, and anus, and just walks away. This is one of the most badass, underappreciated creatures on the planet.
And he figured out the fastest way out really is just going through. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Yeah, you can't get back out that way.
This little beetle has so many lessons to teach human beings, dude, because everybody's been eaten by the fucking frog, dude.
Yep.
And most of us get digested a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we just like, oh no, I've been eaten by the frog, and then they just, oh man.
This little motherfucker's like, another day, another dollar. Time to crawl through another fucking anus. Here we go, baby.
Amen. A motherfucking men. All right.
I wish they did some damage on the way. Like, I wish they got to a certain, like, vital part of the frog and started chewing on its intestines and made it have, like, a little fucking hemorrhoid or something. Yeah. Maybe not kill it, but just make it uncomfortable on its way out, you know?
Yeah, hurt the frog a little bit.
Like spray a chemical that makes it sting for a while, you know?
Make it think twice before it swallows it next time, you know?
But you know what? They don't need that because they're just so fucking good at just coming right out the other end that they don't need that adaptation. It's kind of beautiful.
It's just like a mild inconvenience.
I love this fucking thing.
Dude, you gotta love this little motherfucker, man.
I mean, it's like, oh, you're gonna eat me? All right, fine. Just go ahead and eat me. All right.
I was just telling TJ, so many lessons for human beings, dude, because we've all been eaten by the frog, Scotty. I know you've been eaten by the frog. Every human being gets eaten by the frog at some point, and a lot of times we just sit right there in the stomach and let the acid fucking dissolve us, and we have a pity party. Dude, sometimes you got to crawl down the intestines.
Dude, you gotta do that shit like in Shawshank Redemption, dude. You gotta crawl through the fucking sewer of shit.
Yep, you gotta crawl through the shit and muck in the colon and come right out the fucking puckered asshole of what ate you and walk away from it. Pretend it never happened and go on about your goddamn beetle business. Whatever this beetle is up to, eating leaves or whatever, he goes right back to it. He don't fucking care. You think he fucks around? You think now here's another question too about this little beetle, because he's more of a badass than you think he is. When this beetle comes out of the frog's ass, do you think he runs to all his beetle friends and brags about it and shit? He's like, you guys fucking see what I did? Whoa! Nope. This little motherfucker comes out of this frog's ass, stands up, walks, and continues eating. He doesn't give a fuck.
Well, dude, if you're hungry, I mean, oh, look, crawling through someone's fucking intestines or some frog's intestines and then coming out its ass, that's tiring work. That beetle needs, and I think deserves a meal.
He doesn't give a fuck, Scotty. He doesn't care. Eat me, frog. I don't give a shit. I'll crawl right through your dirty ass.
Crawl right at you, fucking asshole.
This guy's got attitude.
Speaking about crawling out of assholes, plebs, we're shitting you out like the damn turds you are. Rest of the show is just for fucking patrons. Get out, plebs. Plebs, get out. Plebs, get out. Plebs, get out. The rest of the show is for patrons only. Plebs, get the fuck out. All right.
They should be gone by now.
They're gone now. Everybody relax. The fucking plebs are finally goddamn gone.
Before we get too far,
yeah,
away from the Beirut explosion.
Yep. Paul has an announcement.
I'm working on an episode. The Beirut explosion inspired me. Not on the Beirut explosion, but as kind of a companion episode to a popular series that I started, the natural disasters you've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing man-made disasters you never heard of this week. We'll be
oh shit.
It may not come out for a while, but I usually don't do that. I usually don't let anybody know what I'm working on, but just so you know, I've been inspired by this Beirut explosion.
Cool.
I've already started on it, and I've discovered a couple of crazy ones already. It's going to be I think it might just be something that the plebs never get to see.
Might be something that the plebs never see.
They certainly don't get to know about it. Fuck them.
Yeah, they don't get to know in advance. Now, granted, it should be noted that because of our production schedule, it might be a little while before you guys actually see that episode.
But that is what we are filming it this week, so it will come out. Hell or High Water episode's happening. Already got the document started.
Hell yeah. All right. Republicans aid Kanye West bid to get on 2020 ballot. I wonder why they're doing that.
Vote for Kanye.
Are people trying to jump ship? Are these Republicans going like, man, I'm really tired of carrying this fucking stupid ass water. Let's throw a crazy Ross Perot in there and
I think they're just hoping that some of the black vote will be siphoned to Kanye, because that's like the level of their political strategy at this point.
Yeah.
Which I
so
guess
you're saying there's
probably a
political
little bit
strategy
would.
right now is like the equivalent of like the Hail Mary pass with
Yeah. Maybe Kanye can just take enough of the vote to.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought about this from the totally wrong angle.
At least 3 people who have been active in Republican politics are linked to Kanye West's attempt to get on the presidential ballot this year. I mean, also, it could just be because Kanye has money and they want money.
It's definitely that as well. I don't see why it has to be one or the other.
I mean, you can have multiple reasons for any course of action. The connection raises questions about the aims of the entertainer's effort and whether it is regarded within the GOP as a spoiler campaign that could aid President Trump even as those close to Mr. West have expressed concerns about his mental health and as he enters the political arena. One operative, Mark Jacoby, is an executive at a company called Let the Voters Decide, which has been collecting signatures for the West campaign in 3 states. Mr. Jacoby was arrested on voter fraud charges in 2008 while he was doing work for the California Republican Party.
Why is he allowed to do work for anything adjacent to an election?
Voter fraud charges.
Because
a few people have ever been charged with that I've heard of.
He's allowed to do anything.
Yeah, you know. And actually, I don't know if I pulled it or not, but did I pull that? I don't think I actually pulled it, but there was some actually. Oh wait, no, I did pull it. I just didn't put it in the right place. So this is kind of related. Report: Kanye withdraws petition to be on New Jersey presidential ballot after complaints that signatures appeared too similar.
So is this implying that Kanye just signed a bunch of these petitions on his own?
Well, probably not personally, but yeah.
Or hired a bunch of people to do it.
Kanye West reportedly has withdrawn his petition to be on the New Jersey presidential ballot after some signatures appeared too similar. At this time, Kanye 2020 has no further option than to regrettably withdraw from New Jersey and cease further efforts to place Mr. West's name on the New Jersey ballot. An email reportedly from the 43-year-old rapper's campaign to Judge Gail Cookson read, it was obtained through the Associated Press in a piece published Tuesday.
Now, in Ye's defense here, this could have just been some crazy fans or something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? This is not necessarily something he tried to do nefariously, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look great, especially when you're hiring a dude who was
Can I ask you a question?
Convicted of voter fraud charges in 2008. So,
can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Why does Kanye West give a fuck how something makes him look? Why is he even reacting to that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
this isn't the whole point of his fucking campaign to be something different and outside of politics?
I guess.
Despite that, it's getting him tons of press, so his album sales will do very well regardless.
I would have, I'm trying to think like Kanye West right now. And what I would have done if this story came out, a bunch of these Kanye West Jersey petitions, the signatures look similar. I would have just went on a rant they're just trying to suppress me. You know what I mean? That's what they always say when a strong black man starts to ascend to a position of power, is that he got there illegitimately. Even if it's obvious that there was some fuckery going on, if I were Kanye, I would have just ignored it and put my name on that fucking ballot in Jersey. Who's going to stop him?
I don't know. Probably some kind of council or advisory board or something.
Probably maybe the New Jersey Electoral Commission might have came down on them. I would have made them do it. I would have made them have a hearing about Kanye West. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fight it tooth and nail.
And then if they decided to take me off the ballot, that would have been the centerpiece of my campaign everywhere else for a while. It would have been Jersey couldn't handle Kanye West, but we don't need Jersey.
We don't need him.
No disrespect to the people that live there, but your government messed you up. But everybody else, you can vote for Kanye because I'm on the ballot in your city. See, it would have been a good thing for him to just do his normal Kanye thing and ignore it. So he's got some political advisor that he's listening to now, which is not a good sign for his campaign.
Biden to black journalist, are you a junkie?
Sure. When did this happen? When did he say this?
Recently, I guess.
Or is this they didn't dig this up from the 80s or some shit?
I don't think so. Shortly after President Trump's efforts to win re-election was challenged by an interview with Jonathan Swan that goes wildly off the rails, former Vice President Biden turned in his own train wreck of an interview, getting testy with CBS News correspondent Errol Barnett during a virtual convention of the National Association of Black Journalists and the National Association of Hispanic Journalists.
Let's just hear it. All right. Can you just play that?
Let's see. Yeah, I might be able to play it.
Are you a junkie?
Journalist. Are you a junkie?
Just
it's just a different voice reading it.
Where's the sound bite? I want to see the fucking sound bite of this. I want to hear it.
All right, hold on. I'll see if I can find it for you. I might be able to find a video or something.
Actually hearing him, reading transcriptions of Joe Biden.
Not the same.
It doesn't capture it. You know what I mean? The delivery is 80% of the head scratcher. You know what I mean?
All right, hold on.
Oh, I totally want to hear his performance. I mean, this is being generous to him.
See that link that says
see that part in the first part of his answer? That's like saying you, and that's a long, pregnant Joe Biden.
think
a cognitive.
this might be the clip. Hold on. I think this is it.
Yeah, this is at least from that interview.
Joe Biden looks like
all
that.
right. Mute your kill your cams if they're not already killed. Go ahead.
Have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump, who brags about his test and makes your mental state an issue for voters?
Okay, wait a minute. Pause it. So is this the new Joe Biden thing that he's been coached to do? Is like when he's challenged on something that makes no sense, he just laughs like it's a joke?
Yeah, and then like, come on, man.
I saw this really worrying clip it's recent. It happened a couple weeks ago, so it's not recent in internet time, but he was at some place and he forgot where he was. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Oh, where he's like, like Vermont's great, but he's in New Hampshire.
He's like, I'm happy to be back at the Mississauga Convention Center. Actually, that's the other place. It's a joke. Don't know where we are. That's what he says. That's literally like, quote me on it.
All right.
So he is this is new. His new tactic is when his brain shuts down, he laughs like he's making a joke.
When you're confused, just smile, Joe. Just smile, Joe. Yeah.
Like, keep watching, dude. I'm actually riveted by this. We got a few more seconds of this, right?
Yeah. You want? Let's just let it finish up.
Are you guys cool with that? I don't want to force it.
No. Let's just let it. Let's let it finish up and see what the rest is.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
If he can't figure out the difference between an elephant and a lion, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Did you watch that? Look, come on, man. I know you're trying to goad me, but I mean, I'm so forward-looking to have an opportunity to sit with the president or stand with the president in debates. There are going to be plenty of.
I am so forward-looking to opportunity to have. Did he say that?
Yeah.
Can we go back again?
TJ, can I ask you a question? What speed is this at?
Normal.
This is normal.
Are you serious?
This is not 50% speed. No.
Joe Biden sounds like he was like on 50% speed. I was like, well, look, I ate a special cookie a few hours ago.
Hold up.
I'm like, is my perception fucked up?
I'm so forward-looking to have an opportunity to sit with the president.
I'm so forward-looking to have an opportunity.
Okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
It's not quite as bad as you thought, but still pretty weird.
Forward-looking for opportunity to have. That's
or
what
stand with the president in debates. There are going to be plenty of time. And by the way, as I joke with him, I shouldn't say it. I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say. Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental as well as my mental fitness.
Oh my!
My mental fitness. My medical fitness.
Ready, TJ? Ready for your harm reduction vote?
Yep.
Oh my God!
So I will say that the junkie comment was really not even close to being the word. That was like that wasn't even.
The headline should read.
Because
hold on. The headline should read. Hold on, because I got it. Let me read the actual headline.
Hey, let's read the headline.
Oh, wait. No, that wasn't the headline. The headline was something like Joe Biden calls black journalist a junkie.
Yeah.
Okay. The headline should read, Joe Biden's brain utterly reboots in the middle of an interview. Joe Biden spouts nonsense.
Yep.
Semicolon dividing.
I just love to talk about how he's like the fittest person to be president. You can't even say it.
The saddest. Anybody, I don't even want to hear people tell me that John Kerry was a weaker candidate than this anymore. All of you people that have been telling me that John Kerry was a weak candidate. We needed to get behind him too. You want it to be another George Bush second term? Is that what you want? This is so above and beyond worse than anything John Kerry did. I don't even want to hear it at this point. This is correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe with the exception of Walter Mondale. What is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking of the one, yeah, probably.
This is the worst liberal candidate. This is the worst Democratic candidate ever put forth for the presidency. Am I wrong?
You know, you probably are wrong just by virtue of the fact there have been so many elections that I'm not who even remembers. But
I'm talking about
But of the ones I can remember, let me think.
Let's talk about the modern era, the ones you can remember. So like
there was Carter
from like Dukakis on.
Yeah, there was Carter, there was Dukakis, there was fucking Clinton, of course.
Yeah.
Who ran against fucking Reagan halfway through?
Reagan. I don't know who that. Then there's Al Gore.
It was Bob Dole. No, Bob
Dole was a Republican.
Fuck.
Bob Dole knows.
Yeah, I don't even know who remembers that
year that fucking what's his name's campaign was scuttled because he yelled.
Howard
Dean. He didn't even win the primary though.
So that was Kerry. There was one before Kerry. Who ran against Bush the first time?
Al Gore.
Gore. Okay. So it was Al Gore, and then there was John Kerry. All right. John Kerry was the first right?
Yeah.
Position. Then we got Barack Obama, right?
Uh-huh.
Then we got this.
Yeah.
In your lifetime, has there been a worse candidate for president put up by the Democratic Party?
No. No, there's not.
So unique. I mean, like, they're raking in money from donations.
Oh, you know who we forgot? We forgot Hillary.
Oh yeah. How can we forget Hillary, dude? How can we forget?
Forgiven.
How can we forget Hillary?
Dude, we can be forgiven for
forgetting. Have you guys noticed that Joe Biden has?
You know, one thing I'll say about Hillary.
No campaign. There's no campaign except he appears on these TV shows.
Right. Hillary might, and even this is ill-advised. He shouldn't even have done this. But Hillary's more evil, I think. But I will say that she was sharper.
Oh, then Joe Biden definitely.
No. Here's the thing. So we just added Hillary to the mix.
Yeah.
My position doesn't change. This is still the worst candidate.
No, I mean, like, Hillary was still sharper than this.
I would take Hillary Clinton over Joe Biden.
Yeah.
She at least have control of most of her faculties, even if her faculties are oriented towards evil.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, Hillary wants to build the Death Star. Well, that's better than the Joe Biden.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos.
Yeah,
Hillary wants to instigate a hot war with Russia, but at the very least, the decision will be coldly, icily, logical, and sociopathic, and not.
Yes. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that if it's compared to Joe Biden, dude.
And not based on a dementia-ridden old man's brain fart. Okay, I would rather deal with a hot war that's based on cold, icy logic than the one that is a brain fart.
Good news for Paul. Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chip will soon allow users to take charge of moods and emotions.
I'm dead serious. I'll beta it. I'll beta test this, Elon. Hit me up. I'll fucking beta test it live on the show. You're a crazy fuck. You'll put a fucking chip in my brain and not worry about whether I'll sue you or not.
Elon Musk's Neuralink currently develops a new feature on their brain chip that will enable humans to go forth and choose the mood by balancing off a person's hormone levels.
Yeah, this couldn't go horribly wrong.
The secret project mentioned by Musk teased an update that will provide new feats for the company. He stated that at an event on August 28th, 2020, will thoroughly explain what the tech CEO pertains. That was gibberish. The American tech company founded by Musk, Neuralink, is working on their current project, the brain-implanted chip that is capable of controlling humans' emotions and mood by emitting waves that are beyond the usual or natural frequency and amplitude. Yeah, I don't know if this is feasible or if this is even like going to be a thing, but whatever.
I'm going to reach out to Elon on Twitter. I'm reaching out to Elon on Twitter and letting him know I'm willing to. I don't care.
Cool.
Cut my head open and put one of these on my fucking brain.
Paul is willing to beta test this device.
I'm ready. My body is ready. My brain has needed this for a long time. I want to put that thing on fucking like copacetic and leave it there.
All right.
Maybe tweak it up to absolute fucking uncontrollable pleasure every once in a while, but mostly just like chilling. You know what I mean? There's a setting that's like chilling. That's where I want to be.
Nearly 30 million Americans told the Census Bureau they didn't have enough to eat last week. Ruth Webb.
People that actually complete the census, which is
Yeah.
Staggeringly low.
Ruth Webb used to supplement her grocery shopping with a monthly trip to the local food pantry where she would get fresh produce like potatoes, onions, and carrots. It would help out on the groceries, said Webb, who lives in Benson, North Carolina. Every once in a while, there would be some instant mashed potatoes. Then the coronavirus hit, and safety precautions forced the food pantry to shutter its doors. Webb, 71, and her husband are still eating, though. It might not be fancy meals like people would want, she said, but we're not going to go hungry. So she's still stretching meals out as much as she can. A big batch of spaghetti, for example, will last them anywhere from 2 to 4 meals, Webb said. There were times that I don't want my husband hearing this. I made sure he had food, she said. I just ate enough to keep going.
Dude, I got to tell you, man.
Yeah.
My parents, my mom and stepdad are both retired, both incapable of going back to work. They're both injured.
Yeah.
They're on a fixed income. Now, they're lucky because I make enough money that if there's a crisis and they need food, they're not going to go hungry. And if I didn't come through, my sister very easily could as well. So they're in a position that not a lot of people find themselves. Like, I can buy my mom groceries until she can fill the gaps in her pockets. You know what I mean? I can float my mom.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, I've been so worried about her and my stepdad during this. And you guys, you know, it's different for you. You guys have got access to your parents. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't visit my parents. My sister had a baby the other day.
Yeah.
Like, it was last week. And I cannot go and hold that kid. It would be like me bringing a bomb into my family for me to get in my car and travel to do that.
Yeah.
I just got to tell you guys, like, I don't want to get all fucking emotional and shit here, but I'm so sad for these people, these poor old people that live in these fucking conditions where they don't have anybody to fucking take care of them right now. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right, man. I mean, shit. I mean, like, it's pretty heartbreaking to hear about this woman rationing food and, like, eating just enough to survive so that her husband can have more and, like, keeping that fact from him so he doesn't feel bad about it and shit and just, like, taking that burden entirely upon her shoulders. And, I mean, they were talking 30 million people, and that's just the ones who are reporting this. So, I mean, you got to believe that this is more widespread even than that.
It's beyond terrible, dude. It's just a terrible thing to read.
I mean, like,
it just fucking sucks that any old person or any person should have to want for something so fucking basic as food, especially at a time like this. And this is the real cost of all of these numbers that we look at and laugh about and make jokes about how Trump's ignoring it. Like, this is the fucking cost, dude. I'm overwhelmed by this shit sometimes, dude. And I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to have an emotional outburst or whatever, but like, this is so fucked up.
I mean, honestly, if more people read this and got emotional about it, then it'd probably be more of a drive to actually fix the problem. So,
and not see your parents. How can you read this and not see your sisters and your brothers and your family? How has that cord of human empathy been severed to the point where people don't care about this?
I think it's just frayed by, like, so much shit. There's just so much fucking shit going on that it's like, oh, wow, you try to give your emotional energy to this thing, and then there's another thing over here, and there's another thing over there, and there's another thing over here, and there's another thing over there, and it's like, fuck.
Think about how much shit we
I can't
talked
take
about
the whole weight of the world on my shoulders, you know what I mean? And it's just everywhere, and people feel overwhelmed, and it's like, you know, what about this person's problems? Well, I got my own fucking problems. It's like, yeah, well, maybe if everyone cared about each other's problems, we could actually begin to solve them, but people want to be selfish.
I think where Paul's coming from is like food is such a basic thing, like food and water, very basic need, you know, and just like that there's people that it's, you know, very difficult. I mean, and they said like at least 30 million people reported that, and that's underreported for sure. It's just insane. And in our country, like, we fucking throw away all this fucking food constantly. Like, so much food goes to waste. It's like a well-known fact about American habits. Like, and then there's just people that have literally nothing. And it's like, we have a disconnect of, like, we can recognize a problem, but we just can't fucking solve it. And it's like, I mean, I think we have to just look at the political system we have, and that the fact that most people that the cap is kind of like since the government has failed so dramatically, it's these food pantries. And when that resource is closed, well, that's just basically just run by donations. People just saying, yeah, let's donate. Let's ask these places to give this food. And like the government hasn't stepped in a tangible way.
So even before the pandemic, there were 37.2 million Americans who were potentially food insecure.
This is a huge problem. Why is our country not addressing this?
Right, and then they believe over the next 12 months, you're looking at 54.3 million Americans who are going to be food insecure. So it's a 46% increase.
I worked. I used to volunteer, and not often, 2-3 times a year at a big food pantry in Fresno.
Sure.
It was one of the things I used to try and do. I used to go at least twice a year. And this was during normal times. Like I used to go for Thanksgiving and Christmas because they did a big, you can imagine places like this did a big food drive around that time so that families that didn't have enough money could have a turkey on Christmas or could have a turkey on Thanksgiving and some mashed taters and shit. Right.
Yeah.
Those places during those times where they really ramp up how much food they're sending out are so reliant on volunteer labor. It's not even funny. And you're talking about a time where it's not safe for people to fucking get together and people are reticent to go and volunteer their time because you can't, there's no way you can do that job at that factory standing 6 feet from everybody and get it done at the speed it needs to get done. You're shoulder to shoulder with people packing boxes full of food. And who's willing to do that right now?
Right. I mean, it says that food banks have seen a 50% increase in the number of people they're serving compared to the same time last year. And food banks estimate that under 30% of those being served are seeking charitable food assistance for the first time.
And that's going to go up, and that's going to go up, and that's going to go up, and that's going to go up.
And they're probably getting less volunteers right now as well. So, I mean, it's just a perfect storm of fucking crazy shit. And this is just yet another indicator that, like society as we've known it has totally collapsed.
Yeah.
I mean, it just demonstrates I'll tell you another thing. It just demonstrates.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know. Really not addressing these critical societal problems. And I mean, like when food insecurity and people think that this is a problem for everyone. If anyone reads this and goes, well, I'm doing all right. This is just an indicator of what's to come for a larger and larger group of the population.
If enough people are not doing all right, then no one's going to be doing all right. Because
I feel fucking sick about this, but if you've been watching me for any length of time, for at least 10 years, as loudly as I can, I've been warning people about this. And I've been telling people that when the shit starts to go, the shit is really going to start to go down when people can't eat. People are getting kicked out of their homes and there's no fucking plan in place for them.
And like when you talk about human beings and their basic needs, the 3 words like food, clothing, shelter, food, clothing, shelter, food, clothing, shelter. So we know that people are being evicted en masse right now. And we know people are struggling to eat right now. So like 2 of the essential like needs that we're talking about when we just talk about like the needs of a human being are like completely like not being met at this point.
Food, shelter.
And they're going to stop being, like when you can't when you don't have a roof over your head and you don't have any fucking source of food or you're like struggling desperately to keep those things. What do
you think is going to happen?
Yeah, like eventually this is just going to lead to like, I mean, it's already an untenable situation, but it's about to pop off.
I do not want people to get it twisted here. This is not something that was just brought out of the ether by the coronavirus. We have been building towards this moment for 3, 4, 5 generations of American humanity. We have been building towards this moment for so many fucking years that your grandpa was alive when shit was going on that he could have fucking stopped. He could have taken to the streets. He could have done fucking something. It's over for us. You can't eat. They're going to burn it. That the cities will burn. And the army will be called out, and it'll be fucking open war on the streets of these major cities.
Just you wait and see. And then there's stuff like this. He is serving life after stealing hedge clippers. The state Supreme Court won't review his case. This is Louisiana, by the way.
Such a progressive state.
23 years after Louisiana was sentenced to life in prison for attempting to steal hedge clippers, the Louisiana Supreme Court has declined to review his sentence, according to a report from The Lens.
What a shock.
Fairwayne Bryant was sentenced to life in prison in 1997 for trying to take the clippers from a Caddo Parish storage room. The Supreme Court denied a request last week to review the sentence. Chief Justice...
So was this like a 3 strikes thing?
I don't know.
Probably. Well, let's read more, TJ.
Yeah, since his conviction in 1997, Mr. Bryant's incarceration has cost Louisiana taxpayers approximately $500,000, Johnson wrote in her dissent. Arrested at 38, Bryant had already spent nearly 23 years in prison. So, yeah, he was like repeated like criminal and is now over 60 years old. If he lives another 20 years, Louisiana taxpayers will have paid almost $1 million to punish Mr. Bryant for his failed effort to steal a pair of hedge clippers. Because Bryant had previously convicted 4 times, his life sentence was sanctioned by the habitual offender law, Johnson noted in the dissent. She called Bryant's life sentence a modern manifestation of so-called pig laws, which were created the years following Reconstruction. These laws created extreme sentences for petty theft and criminalized recently emancipated African-American citizens, Johnson wrote. This man's life sentence for a failed attempt to steal a set of hedge clippers is grossly out of proportion to the crime and serves no legitimate penal purpose, Johnson wrote. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, completely, utterly agree. It does. I mean, like,
no hedge clipper's gonna be safe as long as this criminal roamed the streets.
He was so bad at being a criminal, he was caught stealing hedge clippers because he had done this like. And I see if you look at the way the Louisiana law is written, it does get like that. It's like first offense, then it's second offense, and then like by the time you get to third or fourth offense,
habitual offender,
25 to life for theft.
You're going away, boy. You're a habitual offender now.
Of course.
So yeah, this is I mean, and look. You think this guy's the only one getting gaffled up by this habitual offender law or the 3 strikes law in California or any of these states that have like similar laws? Like there's tons of people that are in jail right now for just like ridiculously petty shit that have been there for fucking extraordinary durations of time for like unbelievably petty crimes that like
I'm so mad, dude.
This dude shouldn't even be in prison, let alone life in prison.
I'm so angry and I have nothing to direct my anger at. And so lately it has been people that are propping up this fucking system that's let this type of shit happen. It's the same story as the last story. These are people that are being fucked by a system that couldn't give a fuck less and by a group of people that have sat around for generations and allowed their country to be rotted by corporate extraction, corporate greed, and corporate infiltration to the point where it doesn't even matter anymore that this shit happens. We're screaming into the ether here, boys. Scotty, TJ, me, all we're doing is talking about a story that everybody's going to go, oh man, that's fucked up and forget about. Because how can we care about this shit? It's gone too far.
Yeah, it was kind of the point I was trying to make last time is like, shit's just so bad now that it's like...
yeah, it's like, oh, well,
I mean,
gone too far.
What do you know?
You try to do what little you can, but it's like the fucking boulder's already rolling down the hill, towards the village at 100 miles an hour.
Good analogy. None of us can stop the boulder.
Go and be a fucking crazy, join a crazy mob somewhere soon, coming soon to a fucking large city near you, by the way, if it's not already there.
Oh, yeah.
You can join a crazy mob.
I mean, Portland has been 69 days in Portland at this point.
Yeah, you can go do that. I mean, if you've got something like that popping off in your local city, you got that option. You can sit around and cross your fingers and hope that the leadership of this country fucking finds some way to unfuck everything.
No.
You can all your hope in voting and
you know why this problem can't be easily solved? Because Americans think most problems can be solved with money. And
right.
Or problems can be solved with money, so they don't know what to do. They're like, oh shit, it just can't.
Incremental change, pushing more progressive candidates, blah, 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 thinking down the road to fucking 2028, There's we all cope.
At this rate, I don't know if there's going to be a 2028.
Oh no, there'll be one.
Oh, here's a great story. Here's the same story again, by the way. Colorado cops mistake black family of 5 in SUV for one stolen motorcycle.
How?
What?
You know how it goes.
So the cop saw an SUV and went, motorcycle, pull it over.
That's the stolen motorcycle right there.
Did they have temporary? Did these police suffer like delusions or temporary insanity?
Numerous police officers arrived at the scene as a black family of 5 in a sports utility vehicle was stopped, handcuffed, detained at gunpoint on the ground in a shopping center parking lot on Sunday because they were allegedly mistaken for a stolen motorcycle from out of state.
Okay.
The wrong plate. They had the or they thought they saw the plate.
I want my mother, the smallest child, 6 years old, and wearing a pink crown, cries out as the police detain the family. Another fear-stricken child repeatedly pleaded for her sister. I'm so glad that tax dollars fund this kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad it took a bunch of police gaffling these people up who are just minding their own business, looking for a fucking motorcycle, and then they pull over an SUV at gunpoint and make a bunch of kids and a family get out. Yeah, which is wonderful. We care about your rights.
You a motorcycle. Well, you look just like a motorcycle. Get in your police wagon.
Everybody along the chain of this should be fired.
And they won't be.
Any police officer that participated in this call, anybody that wrongfully called in the plate number or however this fucking mix-up happened, everybody along the chain that had any part of the decision-making should be replaced immediately.
There's no excuse why you didn't handle it a different type of way, Brittany Gilliam said. Gilliam told local NBC affiliate KUSA TV she was taking her daughters and nieces out for a spa day. You could have even told them, step off to the side and let me ask your mom or your auntie a few questions so we can get this cleared up. There was different ways to handle it. Yeah, no shit. Multiple videos of the incident have been viewed millions of times as of the writing of this, prompting Aurora Police Department to apologize for their widely criticized behavior. Ooh, I'm sure that apology really untraumatizes everybody.
Really, their fucking criminal behavior. They falsely imprison people that did nothing fucking wrong, in my opinion. Like, they detain them for no fucking reason besides this fit the description of a motorcycle. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
Wow, whole family of kids. One man filming the stomach-churning episode said, they got kids out of the car. Wow, they got the whole family pulled out. This is horrible. What the fuck is going on? They got a baby girl on the floor. This is fucking absurd. No, this is just policing in America.
Fucking absurd has just become another, it just meaningless. We've said it so many times now. We've seen so many of these videos, so many things just like this, and we've said, oh, how fucking absurd is it that we live in a place that does this? But what's happened? It's accelerated, if anything.
It's gotten more absurd.
So we need a new language. There's a new level. We've sunk to a new low as a species, and our current language doesn't account for it.
I'm still haven't even read an explanation as to how supposedly this mistake even occurred.
Who knows?
All right, hold on.
Here's their PR answer.
All right. Police leadership has since called the incident traumatic. We first want to offer our apologies to the family involved in the traumatic incident involving a police stop of their vehicle yesterday. Interim Police Chief Vanessa Wilson said in a statement, "We have been training our officers that when they contact a suspected stolen car, they should do what is called a high-risk stop. This involves drawing their weapons and ordering all occupants to exit the car and lie prone on the ground. But we must allow our officers to have discretion and to deviate from this process when different scenarios present themselves," the police chief's statement continued. "I have already directed my team to look at new practices and training. I have called the family to apologize and offer any help we can provide, especially for the children who may have been traumatized by yesterday's events. I have reached out to our victim advocates so we can offer age-appropriate therapy that the city will cover." Aw. I guess it's all okay then. All's well that ends well, you guys.
Yeah.
This totally remedies the situation, doesn't it? It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen again. Well, we've seen the end of it. The city's going to train people differently.
Yeah,
The fuck
thank
else
God.
is on the- what the fuck else is on the docket of fucking destruction today, TJ?
What else?
I feel like a script keeper doing these episodes anymore. And our next series, degradation and utter human depravity.
This one's kind of a nice one. Street vendor dies after being bitten by a venomous snake while using it to promote his medicine wine that cures reptile wounds.
I guess he should have fucking had some bullshit medicine, dude.
This one is actually a positivity story because I don't know if you've inferred it from the headline, but a literal snake oil salesman was bitten by a snake and killed.
Yeah, you know what's so strange? He had the cure right there.
Yep.
Why don't you just drink it?
Isn't it fucking fantastic?
So a street vendor has died after being bitten by a venomous snake while selling his medicine wine at a Chinese market. The unnamed trader was using the dangerous animal to prove his liquid folk remedy could cure reptile wounds, reported local media. The man was said to have collapsed on the ground immediately after the snake, reported to be a king cobra, suddenly stung his ear during the demonstration.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? In dark times like this, it's good to know that karma is still around. It's good to know she's still out there and kicking.
He was pronounced dead by doctors who arrived on the scene to rescue the patient, according to the Chinese media. The incident occurred at a local market, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you know the story.
It's just basically about the headline, honestly.
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
is a fun one.
spend too much time on this, but I'm glad you put it where you put it, TJ, because if this was
Paul needed a quick pick me up.
I've already been to the depths of my soul in this episode. I'm not going to go back. So, emotionally flat is what you're going to get from Paul at best. If there's another one of those stories.
All right. Teachers unions are attempting political blackmail. It's time to break them up. This is from The Federalist.
Okay.
Okay. Can I tell me everything you know about this article?
I'm gonna before you even start reading.
Yes.
Let me say, I have recently advocated for unionization, and a lot of people take that as a tacit acceptance of unions as they currently exist. This is not the case. There are likely to be arguments in this article, no matter what its fucking source is, that are absolutely true about teachers unions. Teachers unions, correctional officers unions, and police unions are insanely problem-ridden right now, and are definitely not functioning in the way that a mass unionization should be. Like a mass, single organization union for everybody would be a completely different tale than these kind of troughed off, politically questionable unions at best. So go ahead, TJ.
It's not enough that public school teachers and college professors who train them are increasingly prone to teaching leftist absurdities like 2 + 2 = 5.
Oh my
or
God.
presenting the mendacious 1619 Project as legitimate American history. Teachers' unions are now trying to blackmail the entire country into meeting a set of leftist political demands for reopening the schools this fall, using COVID-19 as their excuse. Of course,
they're using the pandemic as cover. So
in this instance, the teachers' unions are actually doing the right thing, and this guy's a fucking moron. Okay, my bad. Sorry, teachers' unions.
Of course, the pandemic certainly presents challenges for reopening schools, but other sectors of society have managed to rise to the occasion over the past several months to keep the country running. Grocery store clerks, truck drivers, warehouse workers, and of course, police, firefighters, doctors, and nurses all have kept working, sometimes under tough conditions and sometimes at great personal risk. Then there are teachers' unions. More than any other group during this pandemic, teachers' unions have shown themselves to be abjectly selfish, hyper-political, and totally intransigent about teaching during the pandemic. They are willing to lie about the science behind COVID-19 transmission and shamelessly stoke fear to advance their partisan agenda. Just about the last thing these unions seem to care about is educating children or helping the country get back to its feet.
This is a joke.
This is drivel. This is like a villain speech from a fucking movie, and not just because I'm choosing to read it in this voice.
No, I was gonna say, TJ, you chose the absolutely perfect voice to read this in because it's the way the prose is written.
It is.
It's literally written like somebody that's stroking a white cat in a mechanical chair that just turned around in a dark room with red light cast on them.
My inspiration was actually the media pundit from V for Vendetta. I can't remember his name, but like the chief propagandist, basically.
Yeah,
I love that character, dude.
I love that character too.
This is just
I can't remember his name.
See, so TJ, look. Here's some of go down a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Here's like some of the hot evidence. Some teachers' unions have gone a step further. In New York City, one group is demanding that teachers not be required to return to school until a minimum of 14 days have passed after the new COVID-19 cases.
Because all of the fucking science says that it takes about 2 weeks to incubate.
All claiming that their lives are at risk if schools open.
They are. Did you guys see that fucking picture I tweeted of that school in Georgia that opened?
Yeah, that was hideous.
It's literally a hallway that is ass to ass teenagers, and there's 2 of them wearing masks that you can see in the picture. And it was opening day yesterday.
Yeah,
for a lot of the schools, it was Monday yesterday.
Ready for the spread, guys?
Or Tuesday or whatever it was.
Here's what I say: take power from the teachers' unions and give it to the parents.
The parents don't want any fucking power in this situation. They're trying to give their children back to the fucking teachers. The parents that are cramming their kids into these fucking infection hive schools are just sick of taking care of their kids. Fuck them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
They don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Or they just believe there's absolutely no harm in it. It's a hoax. It ain't real. Go back to school. You'll be fine.
I want to know what this 2+2. I'm not. I have enough.
Dude, we're here all day.
I looked at you. You want to know the brief overview of it?
Sure.
It's basically a lesson in ambiguity. The professor that gave the lecture that they've all honed in on talks about how you can make 2 + 2 = 5 using ambiguity. If you make 2 a variable, it can mean either this or this. So 2 + 2, by that logic, = 5. It's a lesson in ambiguity. It's a lesson in like.
So it's not like they're actually trying to teach that 2 + 2 = 5. It's about how you can be deceived by the ambiguity, or whatever.
It's not even about how you can be deceived. It's not presented in a negative way. It's a lesson in variables and how they can change the outcome. He is not a math teacher literally teaching people that 2 + 2 = 5 because the leftists say so, like everybody's crying about.
Okay.
I listened to the fucking soundbite and shit, and it's completely and totally innocuous. Like it's a totally innocuous thing. So it's complete bullshit, as you might expect.
Gotcha. Progressive challenger Cori Bush defeats 10-term incumbent Lacey Clay, and voters approve Medicaid expansion in Missouri. In a major upset, the activist, nurse, and pastor Cori Bush won her second pursuit of the Democratic nomination for Missouri's 1st congressional district against the 10-term incumbent Rep. William Lacey Clay. Bush is part of a wave of progressive candidates seeking to unseat longtime Democrats. Her victory makes Clay the 7th incumbent House member to lose renomination this cycle. Missouri voters also passed Amendment 2, a measure to expand Medicaid eligibility to roughly 230,000 more low-income Missourians.
Hello, sir. You there with the long blonde hair, with the violin. Can you hear me? I see that you're fiddling, even though this vessel is going down. I too have a fiddle, and I'm wondering if I can join you, play one last sonata as we sink into the icy depths. How do you think? What's your name? What's your name? You. At the bottom, the long blonde hair.
I think you're supposed to interact, Scotty.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is a dream sequence, dude.
What is your name? What is your name? What is your name, Scotty? How do I know your name already?
What the fuck, dude? What's going on?
Scotty's very confused.
I didn't mean to blow Scotty's mind. I was trying to do a bit, but
Scotty's just like, am I on the what? Huh? Where am I? What's going on? I'm scared.
I don't know, dude.
Should we reveal to the page? Scotty and I both partook in.
Yeah, you guys are both pretty high
before the show. So anything that was said or done during this show, just forget it happened. Okay.
Everything here is all just lies. Lies.
It was all a lie.
Cori Bush. I don't really know much about her. I guess that she's pretty progressive. Got the endorsement of the fucking Justice Democrats, all that stuff. Who seem to be a little bit better so far than regular Democrats. Probably not far enough, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, Amendment 2, TJ. There you go.
And Amendment 2.
Individuals going to get a Medicaid situation.
Yeah, that's good. Good. The Republican-controlled state has some of the strictest eligibility requirements for the health insurance program in the nation. Leaders have staunchly opposed its expansion under the Affordable Care Act, citing affordability issues, according to NPR. One study suggests expansion would actually save the state money. The vote came as the coronavirus crisis has left many people without health insurance after losing their employment-based coverage. The state's labor department data shows that more than 740,000 people have filed for unemployment from mid-March to the end of July.
Tying your health care to your employment isn't a really fucking good idea.
Dude, I have an idea.
Jobs.
What if we just expanded Medicare to cover all?
No, man, that's crazy. We can't.
That's my idea. I just came up with that, guys.
How about this? What if we did that and established a universal basic income so that there is no bottom rung of society anymore?
Wow, yeah.
That sounds really dumb.
We're coming up. We're pioneering some new ideas here that have never been explored. It's crazy.
Guys, that's lame though. Have you guys, have you seen the tanks we have? Have you seen the fucking flyovers we get in this country? Don't you want that? Look, you can have those things or you can have cool shit.
Okay. Well, I mean, if we got obviously, if we can fucking have cool jets
might go
and
bye-bye,
stuff.
TJ. How you feel then?
I mean, we got to choose cool jets and tanks over fucking healthcare.
Where were these progressive voters 10 fucking years ago when their state was rotting? Where were these Missouri voters?
Still under the ether, basically.
To the point where human society as a whole has one foot on a banana peel and one foot hanging out over the ledge of the fucking Grand Canyon, and then they start doing something progressive. I mean, good for them. It's good news. But it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Sorry.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna fucking save you now.
Well,
you waited too long to get fucking your heads on straight. You spent too much time pretending you were going to be millionaires and oil tycoons and shit. All the people that needed shit around you, and now you're not going to get to eat. So fuck you.
Say, maybe I'm actually never going to join the ranks of the elite super rich, and maybe we should pass legislation that actually helps the class I'm actually in.
Maybe that class of people is actually the problem, and people like me should take care of ourselves and vote for people who are going to take care of us and not exploit us, huh? What do you think?
I don't know. It's a crazy idea, but it just might work.
The best thing about America, and I've always maintained this, is it's just a giant scam. And part of the scam is you believe, unless you're born to like the wealthiest 0.1%, you get to believe that your lucky number might hit and you'll be one of them. So I shouldn't do anything to those people because I might be that person someday.
To give Missouri credit, all it took was the end of the world.
Yeah, you know.
That's it. That's all you had to fucking do.
All right. So you guys, I'm gonna give you
Come on,
guys.
It is Missouri, Paul. You gotta cut him some slack.
We got more stories left.
I didn't think there was gonna be anything funny today.
We got more stories left than we got time to do them in. So I'm just going to read you guys the headlines, and you just tell me which one you want me to click on. All right, so
it's a random one. I don't give a fuck.
All right, so then just give me a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 7.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right,
Scandal strikes Tour de France of pigeon racing as 11 birds die.
This is so lame, TJ. What the fuck, man?
What? Paul picked it.
It's a lame story, I have to say.
Yeah, this one is pretty lame. And considering
all right, well then fuck it. Whatever. Florida teen arrested as mastermind of Twitter hack. There you go.
I also pulled this one.
A Florida teen was identified Friday as the mastermind of a scheme earlier this month that commandeered Twitter accounts of prominent politicians, celebrities, and technology moguls and scam people around the globe out of more than $100,000 in Bitcoin. The two other men were also charged in the case. I'm
know
kind
what,
of surprised
TJ?
that's all they got away with.
I'll tell you what, man. I would say this about the kid. I was impressed. I'm like Trump. I like winners. He got caught. He should have been fucking smart, and he should have been somewhere where there was no extradition treaty in the U.S. Like, he should have been the Ukraine or some shit. And they told this scam. He should have fucking told this scam, or they could easily gaffle him up.
The people love it, Scotty.
Graham.
The people agree.
They should, dude. They fucking should. If they don't agree, then there's something wrong with them.
Graham Ivan Clark, 17, was arrested Friday in Tampa, where the Hillsborough State Attorney's Office will prosecute him as an adult. He faces 30 felony charges, according to a news release. In one of the most high-profile security breaches in recent years, bogus tweets were sent out on July 15th from the accounts of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Mike Bloomberg, and a number of tech billionaires, including Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. Celebrities like Kanye West and wife Kim Kardashian West were also hacked. The tweets offered to send $2,000 for every $1,000 sent to an anonymous Bitcoin address. The hack alarmed security experts because of the grave potential of such an intrusion for creating geopolitical mayhem with disinformation.
I mean, this dude, like, yeah. I mean, like, he at a time of crisis, because the tweet was like, hey, during this time of crisis, I, Barack Obama, am going to deposit $2,000 in the account of everyone who deposits $1,000 into this account.
Yep.
As my way of helping you during your time of need. And a lot of people fucking, like, you know, people are stupid. We forget.
Listen to this. Court papers in the California cases say Fazeli and Shepard brokered the sale of Twitter accounts stolen by a hacker who identified himself as Kirk.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. But dude, I was just thinking, like, I bet you this dude social engineered his way in there, because a lot of people think it's the security systems that's the flawed.
Wait a minute, Jay. What was that hacker's name again?
Yeah, Scotty. Kirk. Scotty.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk.
And you know what? I think I know who did it. It was Scotty, dude. It wasn't me, because I'm a fucking I'm a world class scammer and grifter. But you know what? I'm not a very good hacker. I bet Scotty's fucking hacking the mainframe.
Last month, right?
Yep.
Scotty, where were you last month?
Look, there's video evidence. I have been here. I have not left the state, and I can even prove that.
Your camera's been off quite a bit, Scotty. What have you been doing while your camera has been off?
I'm just sitting here.
Twitter, Scotty?
I'm sitting here. I'm doing a show with you, man. That's all I've been doing, Paul.
Kirk?
So, it basically says here, Twitter had said the hacker gained access to a company dashboard that manages accounts by using social engineering and spear phishing smartphones to obtain credentials from a small number of Twitter employees to gain access to our internal systems.
Damn. So they didn't even hack them directly. They hacked Twitter itself and then just took control of the account.
And it says they mostly use social engineering to do it.
Their security chain is the people that work for Twitter.
Right.
Sure.
So they basically just fucking fooled some Twitter employees into giving them access.
Yeah.
Oh. What a mess. What a fucking fumble. Especially since we've decided that, like, everything that that's said on Twitter is gold.
All right, we got room for one more. The Simpsons actor Harry Shearer is not in sync with show's decision to stop hiring white actors for characters of color. The Simpsons actor Harry Shearer, who gives voice to characters ranging from elderly Mr. Burns to the unflappable African-American physician Dr. Julius Hibbert, isn't quite in agreement with the long-running show's recent decision to stop using white actors for non-white characters. I have a very simple belief about acting, Shearer said Monday during an interview on Times Radio. The job of an actor is to play someone who they are not. The issue has been a source of debate with regard to Fox's The Simpsons since 2017 documentary The Problem with Apu, and last year's announcement by Hank Azaria, Apu's portrayer, to step away from the role. Though Shearer pointed out he was not opining on whether producers' recent decision was a mistake, the actor said about playing a range of characters, that's the gig, that's the job description. I think there's a conflation between representation, which is important. Shearer suggested he disagreed with the conflation between representation and performance. People from all backgrounds should be represented in the writing and producing ends of the business, so they help decide what stories to tell and with what knowledge, he said, adding about the acting side, the job is playing someone I'm not. Shearer also explained that his opinion is not one of self-interest. We don't get paid by the voice. In addition to Mr. Burns and Dr. Hibbert, Shearer voices the show's Principal Skinner, Reverend Lovejoy, Ned Flanders, and Waylon Smithers.
So this is basically like, the Simpsons have decided to institute like an extreme affirmative action choice, right? And they've decided that like they've made the choice they want to give jobs to actors of color.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have a problem with that as a creative decision. I think it's their show to run. And if they decide that they as a show want, because like, let's be honest, the work that there is for actors of any stripe, whether it's like on the screen or on the stage or in commercials or on shows or in voice work or in video games, is scant as it is.
Sure.
And actual people of color are underrepresented in that group of people.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with The Simpsons doing this. Now, I do have a problem with The Simpsons doing this to the exclusion of creating a character. Like if they come up with a great idea and they find the perfect actor and he happens to be a white dude and they scrap that and replace him with some soulless, POC character that nobody cares about, that's going to suck, So it's up to them to make this not suck.
But not only that, like they're talking about taking like characters like obviously like Harry Shearer is not going to voice like Dr. Hibbert anymore, like they're going to get
that I don't agree with.
They're going to get a black guy. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, he's been doing the voice for the entire run of the show. I mean, I feel like there's ways you can address this problem or this issue without necessarily doing this. And also, I kind of worry that, like all the fucking white racists out there are just going to fucking start coming forth with this argument where it's like, oh, well, then all white characters have to be voiced by white actors. And then, I'm sure there's probably fucking black voice actors out there that are currently voicing white characters.
You guys are being too generous to the show. I feel like you guys are honestly being way too generous to the show because I think we can solve this problem easily. The Simpsons should be canceled and should be done.
Well, yeah, that's.
Not for this
but
decision,
aside from that,
the fact the Simpsons sucks.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it sucked for like more than 2/3 of its run now. So I mean, that's fine. I mean, I agree with that. But I mean, if it's going to keep running, which it seems like it is,
like the Simpsons has hit this point where it's like it's just caught up in the culture debate, and it's not even like really a relevant show beyond this. It's the only thing people are even talking about. So I think this is the Simpsons probably just trying to get some publicity for the show. Dude, that's been lagging in recent seasons.
Maybe they should find. Maybe they should replace Homer with a black dude. You know what I mean? Because like Dan Castellaneta or whatever, like he's starting to sound too old to play Homer. I'll be honest with you. Like like the fucking woman who plays Marge should have been replaced like 10 years ago. Homie! It's like, oh my God.
Oh God, no.
We should just go with Scotty's fucking point. Scotty, as usual, is right.
Yeah,
right
just cancel the fucking thing. But they're not going to do that. So if you're going to keep it going,
it's like
Zombie Simpsons. We did a whole episode on it. I mean, it's fucking.
I know. I'm saying, but it's like having a fucking funeral. It's like there's the body, but then instead of just burying the body, like the body just kind of rots in your house and it just gets disgusted. It's like that's their place where to throw it into the fucking goddamn grave or burn it. Or
just think about it. Like the Simpsons was good from like the golden age of the Simpsons was like less than 10 years of the Simpsons, right?
What is this doctor's name again?
Hibbert, Dr. Julius Hibbert.
What if they cancel the Simpsons, but keep it going and call it the Hibberts? Dun 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 dun. Dun and it's all about like Dr. Hibbert moving to like the inner city.
Okay.
Near his family, and it's nothing but like black people.
This sounds like Cleveland Show Part 2, man.
Yeah.
That's how this started, by the way. It was like the whole like Cleveland
thing. It might actually work though. It might actually freshen the show up, and it might actually make the show like watchable again if you think about it.
Dude, I thought
any decision at this point I think would be welcome.
I mean, yeah, they should. I mean, Scotty's definitely right. This show should have been canceled like a long time ago, really. But
no, I mean, there's no.
I get why it hasn't been. I mean, we talked about the huge financial incentive not to do that.
I'm just saying it's just fucking sad, dude, because when I was a kid, The Simpsons meant something, and when it finally goes out, it's not going to go out on top. It's going to go out. It's going to be the fucking death shuffle of like, okay, enough
already went out.
gotten old and died, so let's just fucking discard The Simpsons now.
It already went out. Like you said, it's a zombie now. It's
Anyway.
shuffling back of the pack, with a fucking axe buried in its skull, going like.
Dude, you know what? There was a story. I think I might have covered this crime on this show actually, but it was an episode of Forensic Files. This dude, he murdered his parents. Well, he tried to murder both of his parents with an axe. His mom actually survived, but he fucking like basically axe murdered his dad. His dad was like bleeding from several places and had severe brain damage. His dad actually got up and like went about his morning routine, like not noticing that he had you know, like a gaping head wound and like blood everywhere and shit. He just kind of like went about his day. He went and like washed his hands and like brushed his teeth and like went out to go get the morning paper. Even had the presence of mind to, when he locked himself out accidentally, to get the spare key for where he hid it on the porch and opened the door. And it was that moment that he just like finally fucking fell down and died. And I think that's kind of like what the Simpsons are. They woke up around season 11 or 12 with a giant gaping axe wound in their head, and they're just kind of going through the daily routine, not realizing that they died, 10 minutes ago, or in this case, 25 fucking years ago, or whatever it is. Anyway, that's Flash Fried. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week with more of this wonderful, wonderful news.
Bye, everybody. Be safe.
Bye.